Hello, it is I, B. Dave Walters, your humble dungeon master, and my pronouns are he, him.
I'm Johnny Chiodini, my pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Rust on the Harbour, he, him, a Tabaxi rogue.
Hi, I am Rhiannon Frost, my pronouns are she, they. I'm playing Sentry, she, and she is a Guardian Paladin.
Hi, my name is Gabe Hicks, my pronouns are he, they, and I am playing Solaak, the Kalashtar Ranger, whose pronouns are also he, they.
Hi, I'm Ellen Rose. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing Merilwen, whose pronouns are she, her, who is a wood elf druid. I like to turn into cats sometimes.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Hulmes, also known as Sherlock Hulmes. He, him, she, they, whatever you want, really. I do everything, really, myself. And I'm going to be playing Miria Elithren, who is she, her, who is a Silver Nastri elf, kind of a disguised Shadar-Kai elf, necromancy wizard.
Hello and welcome to Idle Champions Presents Fury of the Black Rose. This is episode 4, Servants of Death. Again, we're almost a month in, still not used to not having to introduce these wonderful people. I will tell you, as you can tell, I'm back on my side of the pond over here, but my central nervous system is not. So, battling the old jet lag, but gonna do what I can for you. Also, joined here on the left coast by Mr. Mark Hulmes. I'm glad to enjoy, soak up all of our warm weather and sunshine.
Hello.
Yep.
Well, the little bit that you've had, yeah. I brought all the terrible weather with me over here, yeah.
I wasn't going to just bust you out and blame you for it, and yet...
I'll blame myself.
Here we are.
I'll blame myself, don't worry.
Before we jump into this, as always, thank you to Idle Champions players for voting and tuning in tonight. We acknowledge that the stakes are high in this, thanks in no small part to those votes. But as always, we ask you to please be respectful and avoid backseating. There are a lot of reasons why a person might take an action that you might think are non-optimal in the moment. It's always easy to say from the sidelines what you would do. I found every armchair quarterback I know has 100% completion rate. Like, he'd have made that pass at Tom Brady. You know, that hack dropped. Again, all jokes aside, though, they might have something that they're trying to do narratively. They may be doing something that I myself asked them to do, or they may have just decided to do something that is different than what you thought. And the dice giveth and the dice taketh away, as the dice were in the process of taking away at the end of last episode. Now, as for the votes, again, the votes are public. If you know what they are, that's fine, but I would ask that you avoid posting them in chat, avoid talking about them, so anybody that doesn't know the outcome of the votes can be pleasantly surprised as we get to it, as we go through this organically. Today's stream code is Dragon Lancer UST. Dragon Lancer UST for 1 gold rust chest. Again, I have to give it as the verbal components of it, which is drag on la unser ust there. Not gonna lie, I read that probably 3 times before I understood that it says Dragonlance Rust. That is not at all what my brain, it's not what it saw.
Yeah.
It's not what it saw. So it's 1 gold rust chest, and only 1, because we got to stay on brand, right? That expires March 20th. At 9 a.m. Pacific. We have a gargantuan giveaway that I will tell you now what we're giving away, and you can join during the break. Also, I need you to know that it's written in brackets in bright red. Announced at the beginning, we will run during the break, because every other time I was like, I don't know, it's going to be a giveaway at some point. So, for the U.S. and Canada giveaway, also, V, you're on screen right now. You can't make those faces anymore. Everybody can see you.
I can make whatever faces I want, sir.
The U.S. and Canada giveaway. We have the WizKids D&D Icons of the Realms Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen brick with a super booster that includes 6 booster boxes and 1 super booster. Note, Quebec is excluded from this giveaway. I no longer even need to tell you why Quebec is excluded. For the international giveaway, we have the Idle Champions Miria's Arrival, which is the Dragonlance Miria theme pack, the Dragonlance Solaak theme pack, the High Rollers Dragonlance Skins bundle, the Oxventure Dragonlance Skins bundle, the Knights of Takesis bundle, and the White Dragonel Familiar pack. Note, this prize cannot be split up and it is not transferable. Make sure to check your whispers when the giveaway closes. That is how we will reach out to the winners, is via Twitch Whisper there. Thank you to our moderators, Jay and Gabe, for keeping us safe and everything chill here. I know they're not even gonna have to do any heavy modding because you guys are just gonna be cool anyway, and we're all gonna have a good time. There's a whole big thing that says in bold letters, "Do not announce until after the break," so I'm not gonna say anything else until we get down to it. But now you gotta stick around because it's something I'm going to announce after the break. And chat, I encourage you to bet amongst yourselves. What's the over-under on the fact that I actually will remember to announce after the break? So we'll see. A lot's happening. A lot's happening. Speaking of a lot happening, when last we met, these beautiful people realized the forces of Lord Soth were scouring the countryside looking for them, drawing the undead out in waves across hapless villages and innocent people looking for them, realizing that your only real course of action was to intentionally draw out Soth and draw his attention so that the undead hordes would be following you all and not the innocent people that get caught in their wake. You met a lovely fey creature named Leanne who offered to help you. And she said that she knew where you could find some assistance that would help you with your traveling, which she did provide in the form of 5 Dragonelle mounts that are just delightful, that each of you managed to meet and interact with and form the beginnings of a bond with when you were beset by a red dragon army squad led by 3 young dragons, a red one, a black one, and a green one, that had come to forcibly conscript these Dragonelles, and by extension you 5 as well, into the service of the dragon army, in which you were told to join or die. After the battle was joined, you all were fighting gloriously until it was the dragons' turns, when all 3 of their breath weapons went off, dropping both Miria and Merilwen into unconsciousness. And look at that, I just said it, and we lost a wild Mark Hulmes there in the process of the practical death saves here. However, before that, when you all were battling the undead at Flinthold, you were blessed by an appearance of Takesis, the Dragon Queen, who erupted in a pillar of flame, smiting the undead, and speaking with you all quite openly, in which she offered you all a number of gifts. 1, your lives. 2, enhanced power, which led to you all to level up. And 3, she told you that she would not call off her soldiers in their pursuit of you, because if you died at their hands, maybe you weren't as interesting as she thought, and if you managed to kill them, they weren't strong enough to serve her anyway, so win-win. But before we rejoin that battle, let us go elsewhere, as Solaak was plucked off the battlefield in a column of flame. You find yourself, Solaak, high over the landscape in what appears to be a castle that is floating of its own power. It is made of gray cobblestone with high parapets that are loaded with odd dragon-shaped creatures, some the likes of which even you have never looked upon, busily hurrying themselves around. And as far as you can tell, you are alone.
It's beautiful, if not a little unnerving with how peaceful it is.
Beautiful and unnerving. Now, those are descriptors I'm quite accustomed to. Peaceful, not so much. And you see out of a plume of flame a woman appear that you know by reputation but have never laid eyes on. Physically, she is not particularly imposing. Brown skin, raven black hair, wrapped in bronze armor with a dragon helmet. And yet, when you look into her eyes, you know that's the face of Takesis, the Dragon Queen.
Why have you allowed such grief?
Well, they could just surrender, you know. I mean, I feel like I've been very clear in what I am offering. Peace, prosperity. All they have to do is lay down their swords and obey me. Yet Soth, seems intent. He has a rather one-track mind there in rebellion. And until he and I can reach an accord, probably in the form of him being reduced to ashes, then I can continue imposing my will across the face of Krynn, and we will have peace, Solaak. Isn't that what you want? That's what I want. Peace.
You would be willing to watch Soth perish. Truly.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't I? Did you know that we had an accord? We had an agreement. When I returned, I don't mean to be rude. How old are you, Solaak?
214.
Ah, baby. Wonderful. Then probably around the time of your grandfather's time, I was temporarily inhibited in my presence on Krynn. I've been gone for some time, you might say, and I realize things have gone quite poorly in my absence. Now, I have good news for you, Knight. Your companions were quite respectful, quite clever, and I gave them my word that I would let you live and that I would let them live. Although, and you see she turns and looks off in the distance. She says, you may not live much longer, actually. But I wanted to lay eyes on you, Knight. I wanted to make you a little offer.
I'm listening.
You see my children here. Strong, brave, immortal, stupid. They lack vision. They lack depth. They lack heart. I need someone like you. You are immortal, and yet you understand our ways after a fashion. Is Tempest here with you, by the way? He can come out. I won't hurt him.
Tempest erupts out of Solaak's back, almost in a innately defensive stance, but not aggressive.
Would you be willing to explain this to me? I've yet to encounter a mortal in one of our kind that was able to achieve such unity of purpose.
There are people like warlocks who have a symbiotic relationship with each other for power. But we, Solaak looks at Tempest, we are just family.
Family. That's beautiful. I hate my family, but I understand that that means something to you. Good. Listen, Solaak. I'm prepared to give you a gift that I didn't give your companions.
I'm listening.
I'm going to make you an offer. And then I'm going to give you the one thing that seems to be in short supply for them. I'm going to give you time. Isn't that wonderful?
Go on, if it will save them.
I've known my fair share of heroes, and I know that willpower holds in the short term. I could offer you the world. I could offer you beyond the worlds. You have no idea what lay beyond the stars above. Countless lands.
I don't care about the stars. I care about the people next to me.
That's that hero thing. Okay, so here's what I'm offering you. Join me. Carry my standard in the battle to come against Soth, against injustice. Help me put an end to hunger, to struggle, to war. Help me unify Krynn in the peaceful embrace of my wings. And you can decide what happens. You can decide which lands burn and which lands freeze and which lands are beset by lightning, which by acid, which by poison. In which ones live, of course. And to show my goodwill, I will deposit you hints now to rescue your friends before they die. That delightful druid, the Outlander, she smells odd. She hails from a land that I was unfamiliar with, but I will find.
Leave Merilwen alone.
Oh, you like that one.
If I am the one who will hold your standard and make these choices, you will respect my position, correct, Dark Queen?
I am nothing if not a queen of my word. The one in the black robes. I like her. I like her quite a bit. Unfortunately, death seems to be coming for her as well. So I'm going to deposit you back. And at what we might call a dramatically appropriate moment, you can tell me your answer to my generous offer.
I'll answer you now.
Please don't say something foolish, Solaak.
You, with your infinite wisdom, understand. The hand that feeds you will end you if you betray it, correct?
That has been my experience, yes.
Then please deposit your humble flag bearer.
Yes, yes, yes. And she reaches out and puts her hands on the side of your face, and there is a column of flame. Meanwhile, Miria.
Damn it, Dave.
I know who and what you are, Gabe Hicks.
He knows you.
I know who and what you are, Gabe Hicks.
What you are.
Miria. The dragons erupt in unison. Flames, poison, acid. You see these newfound companions hold as valiantly as they can this strange construct bubbling and burning. This Catman flipping with supernatural agility. You see the druid caught point blank and falling to her knees as their green dragonelle wilts beside it, and one by one your mirror images evaporating as you two collapse to the ground in darkness. As you hear the clang of battle raging around you, the malevolent laugh of the red one in particular. You hear footsteps of someone walking with a lamp and on a heavy cane. Clunk. 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 I'd been led to believe the wizards of the black robes were made of sterner stuff.
Do I see who this person is? Do I see them?
As you begin to look, it takes a moment for your eyes to focus in. And it's not exactly clear if it just took you a moment to see this person or if he simply did not appear until he chose to. His skin has a golden hue. He has long white hair and eyes with pupils like hourglasses. And he carries a wooden quarterstaff with a disembodied golden dragon claw on top, clutching a pale blue crystal orb. You've read stories about such a man. And he's wearing long red robes.
Those aren't the colors I remember you wearing in the stories. Master Magier.
Usually, when someone knows my name, it is either followed by a foolhardy battle cry or begging and groveling. And you see he extends his hand, but he expressly extends it where you've got to grab it with a skeletal hand. But I expect neither from you.
I take it.
He picks you up. And by what name are you known, wizard?
Miria Elithren of Silvernost, or formerly of Silvernost.
I know what it means to be a formerly of. How rude of me. I interrupted. You were prepared to ask me something. Look at that. Shocked into silence by the presence of Raceland Magier, as one is wont to do. Considering he came back quickly last time, I'll give him just a moment here, and if not, there. I have that effect on many mortals when they first gaze upon me, Miria. But I apologize for my rudeness. You were about to ask me something.
How? Why? The two important questions of any wizard, of any mage. But here? Now? To me?
Allow me to answer your question with a question. Why not you? Why not here? Why not now? Do you believe that this is any great difficulty for me to speak to you in such a form?
No. No, the stories I knew of you, the story of your test in the tower, of what you gave for power. No, it's not beyond you. And perhaps, if I may be so bold, you see something of a kindred spirit, perhaps. One who is willing to go to great lengths, and she holds up the skeletal hand, for power.
I suppose the way the tales are told, my mighty brother, my brave companions, dastardly Raceland. My story is meant to be a cautionary tale, and yet, one such as you understands.
Stories are told by bards and storytellers. Of course, they favor the heroes. They favor those who are naive and eschew their goodwill upon the others. But you and I know that that's not how the world works. That's not how a world is made safe. They're useful, heroes, but they don't get the job done.
This is what called to me. This is what spoke to me. I have seen, and when he says this, you see the hourglasses in his eyes glow slightly as he looks at nothing in particular. I've seen a branching path for you, for this world. Soon, war and calamity has swept across the face of Krynn like the monsoons on the plains, and yet we are on the eve of a conflict unlike any other. One that will see the evacuation of the gods themselves. One with infinite opportunity for those with both the vision to see it and the will to see it through.
Yeah.
I am on a journey. My companions and I such as they are, agreed that we would meet 5 years hence. They have not seen me in my true power. I must admit, I'm quite looking forward to seeing their faces. Tanis, Tasselhoff, my dear sister Kitiara. I think the family resemblance might be somewhat lacking now. But if you survive the next few days, if you escape the Night of Flowers, if you triumph over the dark wings circling overhead, and you should make your way to the inn of the last home, perhaps I might consider advancing your instruction.
A kind offer, and perhaps one I will consider, but I've always gone my own path, Raistlin, and perhaps my journey will take me elsewhere, and perhaps one day we will meet again as colleagues, or perhaps as rivals. But I will always have a great admiration for you and your story.
The gods saw fit to bless and curse me, to live seeing my own reflection. My brother Caramon, everything a hero should be, everything I'm not. Perhaps in the fullness of time, perhaps at the end of all things, we may yet be reflections of each other.
I do think so, Raistlin Magier. And remember this, the world has plenty of heroes. We do not need another. We need something better, something bigger, something greater.
I go easily now, knowing at least one other person understands. And he stamps the butt of his quarterstaff. And meanwhile,
the parallels of
Rhiannon.
that were so unnerving. I met the dragon god who's like a monster. Was like, you know what? You're gonna be my hero. Mark me too. I thought was a hero. Be Satan.
Again, what kind of monster who knows both of you would present you?
Okay, you got me.
I just need to point out. Something. I read these books when I was a teenager, and the idea that I've just had a character on a D&D show meet Raistlin Magier, I'm freaking out. I am like literally like, whoa.
Same. Meanwhile, Leanne. Standing here on this battlefield, now flames and acid swirling around, poisonous, noxious gas bombarding your lungs. A pillar of flame erupts next to you, and you see a man standing there. What does Solaak look like when he appears on this battlefield, surrounded by 3 young red dragons, a red one, a black one, and a green one. The red one cackling maniacally as bronze dragonels flit around, nipping and barking.
Solaak's armor actually looks slightly different, resembling that of Takesis slightly more. There is a sword at his hip that is now significantly more prevalent than was previously, and it emanates a slight glow to it. And Tempest probably stands looming around with electricity sparking out of its mouth every few seconds, and eyes that don't look full of rage, but full of excitement and hunger. And Solaak's visage looks almost angry, actually.
As you survey the battlefield, Solaak, you see Sentry bravely standing resolute in the face of this onslaught. You see Rust on the Harbour, almost supernaturally graceful and agile, with just the faintest hint of panic beginning to set in his eyes as he watches his friend collapse. And you see Merilwen and Miria unconscious, and one person that you don't recognize. What does Leanne look like?
Leanne is tall and willowy in form and very warm tones from fall foliage, and definitely looks more of plant than of human. And she's got these golden yellow eyes that flash with mirth as she takes a look at you. So you're the fifth, aren't you?
You also come from that terrifying ship?
No, I'm from here, honey.
I have so
I know who
many
you are.
questions. Why?
Because you're a ranger.
We'll process that later. What is happening?
Bad things. Lots of bad things. Yuckles and chuckles and muckles over there. Just death weapon dust type of thing.
Yuckles and chuckles and muckles. We offered you a choice. We are the faithful of Ember, chosen of the Dragon Queen and Hand of Verminard, leader of the Red Dragon Army. We offered you allegiance or death. They chose poorly.
Solaak,
And you, pretender to the Dragon Queen's majesty, will bow or die.
I regret to inform you, you are the chosens of the previous emissary of the Dragon Queen. There is a new one. And Solaak pulls his blade for the first time. And when he does, massive angelic wings appear from his back and he starts to emanate light as Solaak pulls out the sword of Zariel, previously seen as a fallen angel.
Okay.
Yeah. This was a gift. And you, well, your time is over. So I offer you a choice. Surrender or death, like the one you offered.
Give me an intimidate check, Solaak.
Deal. Oops.
As you survey this scene, by the way, the green dragon is grievously injured. The black one less so, and the red one seems only mildly scuffed, largely unharmed. But give me that intimidate.
28.
You see the green one and the black one lower their heads slightly, but they very much look from the red one at you, back and forth. And the red one sees them flagging a bit and says, in Draconic, "Cowards, you mew like kittens in the face of this winged elf. How can you fear the flames when I am fire? I will put an end to this one and his insolence." Solaak, if you would, give me an initiative roll so we can put you back in here.
That's a 12. I want to give them a chance. They need this more than I do.
I'm going to slide you in. That brings us back around to the top. When Leanne, Solaak, Sentry, Rust, all give me perception checks.
29.
29.
Natural 1.
You successfully rolled a disbelief. Cool.
28 from me, but that's a nat 20.
Sentry, none of this might even be happening, Sentry. Like, I mean, like, you're like, wait a second, hang on. Is this a test? Have you been, they're just, Root is just making you think because that's far more likely than any of this actually happening.
Yeah.
28 non-natural to me, though.
I'm going to give, actually, all three of you notice a very faint kind of Mona Lisa smile come across Miria's face, although she's clearly laying there unconscious. In Miria, with Rust on the Harbor's natural 20, he's gonna hear Miria faintly mumble something, just barely under her breath. What does he hear her say?
He would hear Miria say, "To the kingdom I will have one day."
Unfortunately, you might recall, Miria was top of initiative here, but since no one has been able to come to her aid just yet, I'm gonna need a death save. Rust, in the meantime, while this death save is coming, what, if anything, does Rust do when he hears that?
Sorry.
What? She jumps like about 8 feet in the air.
You know what? I think I know what just happened, Miria. So you tell me what Rust sees there. You tell me how she springs back up.
Natural 20, baby. Give me that 1 HP. Sorry, man. Hang on. Give me a second. So Rust would kind of hear that phrase from her lips, and then just the eyes shoot awake and are looking in the direction of the 3 dragons. She will, and Miria has always had this kind of calm, very sort of put together demeanor kind of thing that the rest of everyone else has seen, but there is just fury and spite and hate, and she just picks herself up, like looking, and you can see like black magic beginning to crackle around her. So I'm gonna stand up, and then you said, B-Dave, that the Dragonels had a big pile of bones. They were eating a bunch of animals and things like the Dragonels were feeding here.
I did, yep.
How many medium creatures could I make out of that pile of bones? Could I make 11 medium creatures?
Of course you can make 11 medium creatures, yes.
So Miria looks around, looks at the 3 dragons, looks at the Dragonels, and just will look and kind of, how about I even the odds? And I'm going to cast an 8th level Dance Macabre to create 11 skeletal medium creatures that all now get a +5 to attack roll and +10 to damage rolls because I'm a necromancer, and I'm going to basically use my bonus action to be like, rend, and just point them at the dragons.
A couple of things happen before I get these rolls. Rust, how, if at all, does Rust react to that?
To be honest, I think I had it right 2.5 minutes ago. He jumps 8 foot in the air. Like, I'm still on the back of a Dragonel, so I don't know how high up he is now, but then it's just kind of like pinwheeling to try and get back on this thing. Like, oh, sorry. I've just never seen whatever that was before.
You see, you are on the back of the red one, Char.
What?
Rust, and you see he looks at you, clearly intimidated by this young red dragon, but trying not to act like it. And he's like, I mean, that was interesting if you're into that. I've tried to be more subtle, you know? He seems like he's trying a little hard.
I agree. And I'm not just saying that because I'm just sort of a cat man.
Thank you. It's dusty here. Miria, as these skeletal abominations are erupting out of the ground, assembling as they're coming forward, you see your white mount leans over to you, and she just goes, I wasn't done eating that, but that's all right. Guess maybe I'll get a bite out of this guy when you're done with him, huh?
Miria would just like glare at this thing. Like there's no words, but it is shut up right now kind of glare. Like I'm busy being dramatic. Leave me alone.
Please roll away.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I gotta do 2 more. Sorry.
No problem.
Okay, so I think
and obviously, B. Dave, I don't want you to tell me the AC for these, but it is in order of because they all attack. It's a 21, a 22, an 11, a natural 20 for a 29, a 21, a 26, a 27, a 16, 19, 18, and a 11.
That is 3 misses.
Okay. So these all do a d6 plus 2, but because I'm a necromancer and with undead thralls, they get plus 10 damage.
Perfect.
So this is, I'm just going to add this and I'll figure this out. Basically, the way I'm going to do it is they're going to attack each dragon until the dragon's dead, and then they'll move on to the dragon.
I'm like, thanks, I hate
the green
it.
one's going to take 17.
Okay.
Then it takes another 15.
Okay,
then another 15.
That the green one is defeated.
Then the skeletons just swarm onto the red one.
Yep.
That was 3. 11, so I go down to 8. So this is 3. 15.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
14. 14. 17.
Okay.
19. 17.
You got a crit in there somewhere, did you? Or did you already roll it?
Yeah, do you know what? Don't worry about it, B. Dave.
Got it.
I'm going to take that.
Perfect.
I don't know how much that was, but that's all of them. And they just kind of like, you know in Diablo 2 when you play a necromancer and all the skeletons just like...
You sort of swarm over the green one and it collapses, and they climb on the back of the red one, biting and pulling at its wings. You see it is spewing the vilest of curses in Draconic, that in old Draconic, that it is difficult even for the two of you to quite understand, and yet the meaning of this is clear to all of you. The black one immediately says, "Ah!" and lifts off and begins trying to leave. The red one turns and looks at you both as it is being worried and clawed at by these creatures, and its breath weapon recharges.
Okay. All right, well, there's 11 of them there.
Yeah. So. It looks around, and it is struggling to try and split its fury between Miria and Solaak. So let's see here. It is going to... Because it is highly conflicted, I'm going to let you all make this dex save with advantage.
Oh. I'm on 1 HP, so even if I make it, yeah, I'm down again.
Yep. And that is going to be a death save fail for Merilwen. Dex save, Rust.
23.
That is a pass. Sentry.
11.
That is a fail. Leanne.
24.
That is a pass. Solaak.
Nat 20, 29.
I'm going to let you take 0 damage from this, but tell me what it looks like as the breath weapon is coming towards Solaak, how you avoid getting hurt at all.
Solaak 100% just swings the Sword of Zariel forward, slicing through the flame itself.
And you see terror in the eyes of the dragon here as its flames engulf Miria again, and as quickly as her rage arrived subsides, and you see it looks down. It is like soon you will all fall before me. For those of you that failed, it is 56 points of fire damage.
I'm glad Miria got up.
If you made the save, I'm having difficulty mathing. 28 points of fire damage, not counting any of your mitigation or any of your roguishness, Rust.
Yes, of course.
And you see
0 for Rust. Is like,
the dragon stands its ground, grievously wounded. I need you to know, just for your own edification, Miria, you dealt out almost 200 points of damage in that
when I go down
barrage.
All of those skeletons are bones again because I went on concentration spell. So they got up, they did their thing, and now they're like
Leanne, it is your turn.
Okay, so Leanne takes stock of what is going on and narrows her eye at the pompous red dragon, and she shouts over to Arden, "Honey, sick 'em." And so Arden will go after the red dragon. So as Arden's about to attack the red dragon, Leanne goes, "Now this just is not going to do," and you actually see this glow sort of emanating from below her feet and spreading out towards all of her companions as she casts Mass Cure Wounds to everyone and restores 37 HP.
Yes!
Can you stay forever?
I mean, I'll think about it. That's kind of an odd time to ask me right now, hon. I'm a little busy. So let's see here. Arden will then go and use his fire breath and gets a dirty 20 to attack red.
Okay.
And that is going to be 12, 16, 19, 22 fire damage to
You
red.
see as the flames hit the red dragon, it just turns and looks
I know.
pitiful.
Yeah, but I got to distract you a little bit, didn't I?
Anything else from Leanne? Having gotten Merilwen up again, which is important.
She wanted to get people up. Are you kidding me? That was her focus.
Perfect. Anything else from Leanne?
That is
Anything
it.
else? Nope. Merilwen, you come too. All hell's breaking loose. The black one is fleeing. The red one is grievously wounded. Solaak is here and has a really badass angel sword. That's a thing that's happening. Yeah.
Very confusing.
Cool. Hi. Just
Massive
kinda,
wings too.
Yeah.
waves Solaak just like, hi. Now, what to do? Because I'll be honest, I also have Mass Cure Wounds lined up because I was like, everyone needs help.
I mean, not here to tell you how to do your thing, but if that breath weapon recharges again, it will do it again. So,
I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds as well and try and get Miria up again. And yeah, also Merilwen's like, why are all the bones over there?
All the bones have moved. It's like the pile of bones has moved like 20 feet.
It's true.
Wait, is Ethelfrith here? Wait.
Wait.
Hey, cool. I'll send you reference.
We jammed it in there.
Yeah, we did. All right.
Shout out to the homies.
Okay, so let's roll that Mass Cure Wounds. Everyone gets 26, sorry.
26. Thank you very much.
Perfect. As the wounds are closing, you see the rage is starting to give way to panic in the red dragon's eyes, now realizing it has hit you with all that it can. And not only are you all up, the ones he managed to stop have gotten up again. Anything else from Merilwen?
I turn into a Triceratops, because why not?
That is always the right move, just for the record. Just like
I'm just
the Triceratops you want to see in the world. Yeah.
I'm just like, Merilwen's like, what is the toughest thing I can be right now? Because I do not want to be knocked out again.
Hell yeah.
Done.
You see, as you wild shape Merilwen, you see your green dragonelle. Chuck looks at you and it goes, I know I agreed that I would carry you around, but I mean, this I don't know that I can do this. I'm just a dragonelle, ma'am. Okay, and now I feel like you should be carrying me, honestly. If we're just, if this is gonna have a give and take here of our.
I kind of just go.
You see, he very clearly makes a point of getting on the other side of you, between you and the dragon, and literally is kind of against a wall. And he goes "No, this is gonna work. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be good." And then he looks over at you, Solaak. This green dragonelle is like, "Hey, man. Hey, hi, hey. You're on our side, right?" And he immediately starts moving to the other side of you, Merilwen.
Don't you run. You better stay here. Stay.
Okay, right. Got it. Stay. Solaak. In the midst of this chaos, you see a blue dragonelle is looking at you with just hearts in her eyes. Like,
yeah, come on. Yeah.
and she like comes scrambling over to you and she goes, hi, how are you? My name's Ulhar, but you can call me whatever you want. That's fine. And I mean, I gotta tell you, I was a little bit bummed out because everybody else got to have like a cool friend, and I was the only one without a cool friend. But I didn't want to make it weird. But now that you're here, and look at you, look at how cool you are. I've got like the coolest friend. I'm saying too much.
This is your big brother, Tempest. Keep up.
Yeah. I got you. Go. Let's go. I'm ready. Go. And Solaak, it is your turn.
How far? So there's the red dragon and then like draconians.
There's the red dragon, which is holding its ground. The black dragon, which is actively trying to leave.
How far?
It only moved the once, so let me.
Is it within 100?
Oh yeah,
I can get there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. No survivors.
He's beating feet. Yeah, but
and
5 bronze dragonelles.
Oh, okay. And the dragonelles are near the red dragon?
Yeah.
Incredible. Solaak looks to the blue dragonelle.
Follow Tempest, okay?
That's Tempest, right? Like contextually, I figured. Okay, yeah, right, I'm ready.
And telepathically, Solaak says to Tempest,
I know. Just keep them safe. Let them follow us. It's like having a younger sibling. I don't know what that's like, but I'm sure some people love it.
You weren't much smaller than this when I found you originally.
Okay, we'll talk about this later. Now is not the time.
Oh, I think now is the time, Solaak. You lead the way. And you see his wings get ready.
So they actually split. Solaak sends Tempest towards the red dragon and the bronze dragonelles, and as a bonus action is going to command Tempest to use their breath weapon. Okay. So I need them all to make a dex saving throw.
I rolled a 3 and a 2, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it's not enough.
Hell yeah. Then they take, oh god. $38 points of lightning damage.
You see the dragonelles begin to like yip and hop and just like one by one and fall to the ground. Holes are burned in the red dragon's wings and singes its scales, crackling all up over its head, but it is not dead yet.
Hell yeah.
It collapses kind of on one claw. It's like, I give my life thankfully for the Dragon Queen. I will take as many of you with me as I can.
It's a shame it wasn't worth much. And Solaak takes a strike with the Sword of Zariel at this.
Go ahead and roll it.
Shameful figure. And with the mount, its advantage. Thankfully, that is a 19 to hit.
That is enough.
Okay. So then they take 1d10 slashing. Oh my god. So they take 13 slashing and then 3d10 radiant.
He had 5 hit points left.
That's a total of 34.
So tell me what it looks like when Solaak eliminates this young red dragon. Defiant till the end.
As they say, they give their life. When he said, it's almost like a freeze moment where the blade is right at their neck and he whispers in Draconic, "It wasn't worth much," and just beheads this red dragon. And if there's enough speed with an extra 60 feet of movement, he's going to go for the black one and try to cut their wings with his second attack. He's not nice. You're muted. Okay, cool.
All right. Didn't want you to have to hear water guzzling sound.
Nat 1. It's almost pity.
You're like, go and get back.
And there's just a heavily wide swing. And he probably actually shouts in Draconic, "If you run, we will find you and slay you. So as you said, submit." I'll chase them to the ends of.
That's not much motivation to come back.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sentry.
Mhm.
Well, Sentry and Rest, I posed the same question to both of you. Do you intend to pursue the black one or let it go?
How far away is it?
You could get to it, especially on your mount. And you see the black one that does look at you, Sentry, and he's like, I mean, we gotta go after him, right? I mean, come on. I didn't even get to do it. I didn't get to do my thing. See my thing, that thing. I didn't get to do that thing, right? So, I mean, come on. I can't have him going to tell the other black dragons that I didn't do my thing.
You want to do your thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want you to do your thing, and I'm gonna do my thing.
Okay, let's do the thing. Let's go.
Let's go. And you do see it takes off. You can feel its pulse under your legs, like its heart is thumping, like it's working so hard to carry you, Sentry.
Things like amping like Sentry up, like the adrenaline, like.
Yeah, but he does get you within range to attack it.
All right, I will try and make a melee attack against it with Starbreaker. Nat 20.
They're gonna be gross. They're gonna be gross. Go big. Go big.
I'm going to go big.
We'll say the black one was relatively unharmed, so I'd say whatever you're capable of doing to this thing, even if you didn't say it first, but even if you want to drop a little smite spell on there, I mean, I will allow it automatically. You know.
Yeah.
I will do level 4 Divine Smite.
No, I
D-Day,
mean,
how do you do crits? Because we do crits a bit differently in our home game. Do you just do double dice like normal?
That's usually what I do, but I mean, I'm open to how you do it. How do you? Okay.
Oh, we do it like we match the dice and then add we and then roll the dice again. But like, that's different.
Oh, alrighty. So I rolled a lot of 1s and 2s on my d8, so it might not be that effective, but we'll see.
Send a message.
2, 4, 6, 7, 14, 21 total damage for that one.
All right, but you know what? On a net 20, I'm gonna say that you managed to take him in one of his wings, so he's not going any further.
Alrighty.
And he's sort of corkscrewing back towards the ground. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll go in for my second attack.
Mm-hmm.
The dichotomy wins. It's a natural 1 on that one.
You know, as you swing again, your Mount Votha's like, okay, I got him now. It's my turn now. And he very much like turns you the wrong way as he is snapping, not ineffectively at the tail of this dragon as it is plummeting downward. Rust, it is your turn.
Okie dokie. Who's left that isn't having like a death dive? Sorry,
the black dragon is the last one on the field. The lightning slew. Yep.
Yeah, I would like to put Char into like a nosedive, and just go and try and.
The battle cry is most fearsome.
It's the never-ending battle, legally distinct battle song. Yeah.
That is all of a 12, however.
Even with advantage?
Oh, actually, sorry, give me a sec.
Russ sounds like a Star Fox character. Yeah.
Oh no, please not Slippy Toad. 16, unfortunately.
Russ, do a barrel roll.
Don't give up. Trust your instincts.
Rust, 16 is not enough as you clang off the hide of this thing. Does Rust only have the one attack?
Unfortunately, yes, because I used my rapier. I can't. Yes, unfortunately.
No problem at all. That brings us to Miria, who is up and spry as this black dragon is corkscrewing out of the sky down towards the ground.
Miria tries to compose herself a little bit. I will get on the back of Orsir, the white dragonel, and get within 60 feet of this black dragon as it's plummeting through the air.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to cast a 7th level Disintegrate. So it needs to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
What's it need to beat?
That one does.
DC 20.
Hand to God, it got 19. You see, it is like twisting in the air, trying to get away from you, but its wing isn't working anymore.
So it goes through?
Oh, yeah, you succeed.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to have to roll this on D&D Beyond because that's a lot of dice.
That is. This is the
86
most...
points of force damage.
Punches a hole clean through the middle of it that is left wide open and doesn't bleed a drop as its reptilian eyes go wide and then narrow and in their silence for a
Think about
moment.
how scary Miria would be as like a boss for a party, because I do.
There's a split second of silence as the ground trembles faintly. In Sentry, your mount, Vutha, goes, "Yeah! Yeah! We did it!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Oh,
All right!
close.
Yeah! Hey! See? And you all come flying and land, and we exit initiative.
Rust is staring at his rapier like, what did I just do?
Yeah, he just thrust, and it was like...
He's going to sheathe it extremely carefully, like...
Do be careful with that one, darling. It does seem to be quite powerful.
You see, Char looks at you and he goes, I see, I've chosen the right one. It's like, you didn't even touch him with the rapier. Wow.
I never knew I had it in me.
Devastating magic. Yes, good. And Solaak, you see this red dragonelle, which is physically larger than the rest of them, looks at you and is like, hello, friend. Hello. You joined us as a... and you see he rotates slightly so that the sun hits his scales just the right angle. He's like, yes, hail and well met, traveler.
Hail and well met, traveler. Why are you doing that with your chest?
I'm not doing anything with my chest. I have
It's
very
what he
well-defined
does.
pectoral muscles that just erupt underneath my scales. It's quite a burden.
Do you want me to remove them?
No, I don't think that will be necessary.
No, if it was a burden, I am happy to relieve you of any burdens that you have.
You see, the blue one creeps up next to you, Solaak, and she goes, "Hi, hey. Remember, we just made an accord about 3 seconds ago before you unleash a devastating death on that thing. Great, fantastic. Please go easy on him. He means well. All of them mean well. They all mean well. I'm not too sure about the one in black, though. She kind of terrifies me, and she brought our dinner back to life just now and attacked the red dragon with it. I'm not sure about that. But the rest of them all seem cool.
She's just like that. You don't get used to it, but you accept it.
Oh, that's important. You know, you can't ask people to live up to your expectations of them. You have to meet them where they are.
Wow,
and
that was
she's
incredibly well thought out.
Horrifying necromancer person. That's great. Yes, right.
A allied horrifying necromancer person.
And you do see the blue one looks at you, Marianne, and she goes, yeah, allied. Yes, please. Yes. Hi. Wait, I'm not making eye contact though.
Yeah,
yes, but
terrible
no,
idea.
I'm just gonna.
So don't. The red one is fine.
Yeah. No, he's good. The black one too. Yeah, actually, and the red one, and the white one, and the green one. Yeah, we're all cool. Everybody's cool.
Solaak will sheath the blade and say in Draconic very proudly,
Your mother sends her regards.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Hey, you guys. Yeah, wait. And then you see all 5 of them look at you and see how you're dressed, and it kind of sets in all 5 of them at the same time, and they just kind of slowly nod and lean down slowly. And they're like,
I think seeing them do that, Miria would sort of be kind of dusting herself off, and she'd be walking towards Leanne, but would pass Solaak, and just as she passes Solaak, a little gentle kind of hand on the shoulder. I do like the new look, and then would move on to Leanne and say,
I must thank you. Your energy, your magic saved my life, and that is something that I take very seriously. Thank you, deeply, truly, and to you as well, Merilwen, as well. Thank you for aiding me. I'm not used to working in a team, and I would not be here if it were not for both of you. So thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
Fuck, I forgot that. Fuck. sorry.
I think I speak for us both when we say, take salt taps, right, my triceratopy friend.
And empathically, sincerely.
And from over the back of the Triceratops, you see the green dragonelle, which is very much hiding from you, and then it just dips down again. Yeah. All of you give me perception checks.
Yeah, she's stuck like that forever. He really doesn't know.
I think so.
29 with an nat 20.
Hope not.
Oh my
Who got that nat 20?
I did.
Hey, well, 1 second here.
Triceratops did.
I can't drink my water with you guys.
In your Triceravision,
So funny.
Merilwen, as Miria is making this like heartfelt, uncharacteristic show of gratitude to you, and your brown, doughy Triceratop eyes stare back, utterly free from judgment. It's like looking into a baby's eyes, Miria. It's just nothing but vibes.
I just have the scene from Jurassic Park in my head.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's it. There it is. Just let it happen. You know what I mean? Just let it happen. This is a kid's show, so I won't talk about the rest of the things from that scene. But there you go. Just let it beautiful. Just don't eat any poison berries. But Merilwen, you are aware that you're being watched. There's with a natural 20, I will give you.
Oh, that was Sentry, but I got I did get a 28 non-natural.
That was Leanne that got the 20.
Yeah, I got the nat 20.
Oh, Leanne.
Oh, you got the nat 20? Then Leanne, you know, as you're watching this bizarre scene unfold, you were being watched from the woods. Even with that high rolls from the rest of you, you don't detect it. You barely get it, Leanne. It's because you know these. It's more than you know these forests like the back of your hand. They're an extension of you. That's the only reason you know. And you didn't even catch the approach.
Y'all, we have a company again.
Do we have to put them in the ground?
Not quite sure yet. Just kind of getting the vibes as opposed to the feelings.
I mean, at this point, I think you're the exception that proves the rule. I don't mean to be rude, but everyone in this place is very aggressive. We're nice.
Look, you've crashed
Solaak
down.
looks amazing.
Continue your thought, actually.
Sentry's always been great. Very good coverage in a rainstorm. I just do not understand. We sleep, we get up, we fight to the death. We sleep, we get up, we fight to the death.
You make it sound like that's unusual for around here.
This is a war.
Yes.
What do you think
I popped the dragon.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Welcome to
probably...
Krynn.
It's
Yeah,
a little
exactly.
overwhelming, I guess is all that I'm saying.
What do you pop at home? Rocks? I hated that was a pop rock.
I mean, that's gonna ruin their weapons, though. After a while, it's gonna dull them.
Oh, I love a pop rock.
I hope someone clips that. Never let Gabe Hicks live down the pop
I'm
rock fun.
so upset about that.
You know what you have to do. Internet. You're not doing it for me. You're doing it for you.
Yes, I love to pop rocks.
I love Rust. So good. Rhiannon's gone, by the way. She's been gone since B-Dave did a little push back on his chair.
Layers. There's layers. Leanne, are you going to share with them the fact that you're being watched?
Yeah, they're coming from over there. She's actually gonna start walking towards the wood, like, all the oxen free.
It's Ox Venture.
Might start seeing bones.
We've heard stories of Ox Venture, but nothing about free oxes, madam. You do hear that voice come out of the forest. You all do.
B-Dave. Do me and Solaak know what creature that voice belongs to?
Why'd you say it?
You got a pretty good idea.
Oh, Miria groans. Oh no. No,
Oh.
please no.
What is it?
Just
Miria just looks in the direction.
yeah,
You
just
Go on then.
watch your watch your stuff.
You hear
Miria's like stuffing, like holding onto things.
Okay, wait. You guys, okay, wait, hang on. Wait, they hear. Okay, wait. 1, 2, 3, go. And you see 4 what initially look like children come cartwheeling and tumbling out of the woods.
I fly up 40 feet. No.
I take a very
Give me a perception check, Solaak.
20 total.
On a natural 20, one of them tumbles and just kind of bumps you as you're taking off and goes, "Oh, whoa, excuse me, friend. Sorry."
If you steal from me, I will put you in the ground.
It's not really stealing. I mean, it's more just like borrowing. And he does hold up the key to your house on a chain, and he's like, look at it's so shiny.
I will get it back by handing it to me or by Tempest eating you.
Okay, that's like a lot. Okay, fine. Like, I mean, we're just performers. Yeah, we're here to. Okay, wait, hang on. No, wait, hang on. Watch this. And he pulls out some jugglers clubs and begins juggling straight up and down. He's like, "Hey, ho, 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 bah," and throws them across to no one, and they just fall. And he goes, "That works a lot better when we got the rest of the team here, by the way. Have you guys seen like the rest of a Kinder Circus? Like, I mean, they look like us. They're not as good looking at us. Excuse me, robot lady. Hi, hello.
Sentry, watch. You don't have anything valuable on you, do you?
Do not let them touch you.
Sentry like have her arms in the air, by launching her shield just in the air, just like.
That's very yes.
Okay, first of all, you do have something of value. You have got my heart. Yeah, look at you. Hi, hello. I've never gazed upon such fine autonome craftsmanship before. Like, what forge were you produced in? And how can I go there to die?
I feel so seen.
I don't think I have your heart on me. I'm sorry. I didn't steal your heart. Did I? It's not.
Oh, I'm
Sorry.
afraid you did. How about just, you know what? Miria, give me a perception check.
I feel so seen by this
16.
person.
Sentry, you see this little Kinder just says, I would do anything for you. Here is a token of my affection. And Miria, it's your dagger. This thing came nowhere near you. It just has it. It's like, here. There you go. Hi.
I will let it pass the dagger, but Miria, it doesn't say anything. Miria's going to step about 15 feet away from everybody, and I'm going to pull out my cube of force and activate the third side so no living creature can come within 15 feet of me. I'm just like, as this cube barrier forms around Miria. Like,
you see the other 3 Kinders' eyes light up like cats looking at a Christmas ornament. They just go, oh. That's nice.
It is mine.
You're a
Tender.
Rust, give me a perception check, please. My good
Oh
cat.
no! His one goal.
Whilst Rust is making this, can Miria kind of like turn to Sentry and Rust and Merilwen, who don't know what these creatures are, because she knows that like Solaak in it, and just say, friends, for your benefit, these are Kender. These are residents of Krynn. Things happen to find their way into their possessions.
Through no fault of our own.
Why is that one so lecherous?
That I can't explain, Rust, my dear.
Okay.
That I can't explain.
Sentry is... And then Solaak like catches himself real quick. Never mind.
Rust. 24.
Unfortunately, Rust, on a natural 20, you do not realize that it has pilfered your 1 coin.
Oh no.
Oh no!
I can't even imagine like Rust doesn't notice it, but Rust goes grayscale. Loses all of the luster in his fur. It's like still there, like, but
Leanne, you are of course familiar with Kinder, but you don't know these four. Never seen them before.
So, where are y'all from?
Well, I mean, you know, who's from anywhere, right? We are traveling performers. We are part of the single greatest Kinder circus ever known to sentience. And we sort of ran into a little bit of a problem. We were kind of making our way through the woods. It was all good. We were just going from town to town performing. Turns out the eve of apocalyptic conflict is not the best time to be in the entertainment business, and we ran into some really just a rough crowd in the woods, and they were all kind of like, right? And so we did what we did, and we fought bravely. Wait, okay, I can't lie here in front of my new love. We didn't fight bravely at all. We ran for our lives, and we sort of got split up, and then we're here, and we're just trying to find the rest of the guys, and we're absolutely not in the process of committing a large-scale criminal enterprise. Wait, hang on.
Which means you are.
Well, now it's awkward, because I said I wouldn't lie because I'm in love, but that sort of makes it difficult to be in my business.
Yourself.
I mean, I heard about love making you do some oddball things, but this is a new one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You. What is your name, Auto Gnome Goddess?
My name is Sentry.
Sentry. It is like you stand atop the walls, looking for my approach as I hearken unto you.
You're very poetic.
Don't be fooled, honey. This one's a dime a dozen in any bar. Just leave that one alone and walk away.
Solaak throws a dagger at their feet. Oh no, you took my dagger too.
Okay, all right. Oh, now you should know something, sir. There's no thrill in it when it's just like, oh, you just dropped your dagger. Like, come on.
And he growls
professional.
almost draconic like.
Okay, all right. Okay. All right. So you guys don't look like the kinds that work for Lord Soth, right? I don't think so, right?
No, not at all.
Miria's just smiles. Miria's just smiles.
You see two of the other ones do kind of look at you, Miria, and you can see they're very much trying to case their way around this cube of force. But they're trying to be subtle about it, like they're just doing cartwheels and backflips and things. And he's like, well, we also know you probably aren't on the side of the dragons because they're sort of you guys aren't doing anything with these corpses, are you? Like, I mean, like, there's got to be like a market and material components or something. Or like, maybe you should like burn them before they come back again, and they'll be all like, again, because that seems to be how it goes down around these parts. No.
The Kender is unfortunately not entirely wrong. If there is a high chance that these could be risen as undead creatures, if we don't destroy them, they may be used again.
Well, you know,
if they want to butcher these things, I'm more than happy to let them have at it. If it's keeps them away from us.
Two of them just like chest bump right then when you say that, and they're like, okay, all right, check this out. Okay, like gather in, huddle up. Wait, I'll put my hands behind my back. This is the trick. No, hang on, hands they're over here. Wait, hands where you can see them. All right, let's just get close because I want to say what I have to say too loud. Come here. Does anybody go near him?
I do, because I'm a Triceratops, and so all my fear is hidden in my Triceratops form.
You are particularly well-behaved, just big old dog lizard thing. Wow, that is neat. Look at the size of those horns. Wow, you know, have you ever considered a life in the forest circus?
No,
the circus of the forest.
Leave her be.
Okay, right. Okay, wait.
That's a no.
What if I cut you guys in on a little bit of action here? Maybe we got a little bit of illicit merchandise that's about to be hot.
Go on.
You see, he turns and looks, and he just nods at one of them, and they reach in their backpack, and he says, all right, don't tell anybody where you saw this, but I'm telling you, this is going to be a hit come Yule, and pulls out a Soth bobblehead doll.
Okay, I am...
Right?
It's very
Look
unexpected.
Yeah,
How did you make that?
Hey. See, you're gonna learn. That's what it's like to deal with me. Hey, don't look behind you. I'm not there. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Don't even look in front of you. I'm not there. You gotta look up because I'm right on top of you. That's how it is with the kinder. Yeah. Also, we bribed some auto gnomes, and they made a lot of these things. But the last time we were in a village and one of those undead people came through, and remember I told you how they were all like, remember that part?
Yeah.
Well, like one of them could talk, and it said something about flaying the skin from our bones for insulting Lord Soth.
That's not very nice.
It's not. See, look at this. We're connecting. See this? Like we're.
I can see you're in a little bit spot of bother, and I'm happy to help.
They're just a little.
It sounds so fancy when she says it like that. She's like, I saw a spot of bother. Like, I love it. Where are you from? Like, I don't know anybody that talks like that. These two don't talk like that. They just talk mean.
I'm not from around here. I'm from a place called Arois.
Roes.
Solaak says telepathically, they can't hear this, but I'm telling you now, if you steal from us or do anything wrong, I removed the shoulders from that red dragon. You're a much smaller and slower target.
Are you my conscience?
Yes, he says out loud.
Hey, okay.
We're all friends here.
Yeah. We're all. I tell you what. I realize you all are great and powerful, and I'm just a little kinder here. So I'll stop wasting your time. But if you see the rest of the group, at least tell them that we're out here. Which way are you guys heading? North, south, east, west?
You don't need to know that. What is the name of your group?
I mean, we were still kind of workshopping names, but I mean, like, it's the Kinder Circus. Like you can't miss it, you know?
What is your family name? What is your name?
We're Jingle, Bingle, and Dingle.
I don't know what a Triceratops laugh sounds like, but
we can't help our mothers weren't creative, okay?
You could be the Jingle Bros.
Jingle Bros. And we can call him Rock. We could be the Jingle Bros Rock. Hey. I like this so much. And he just like elbows one of them. And you see he reaches in his pocket, and Rust, he very much fishes out your one coin. What does your coin look like?
Just hairball?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I feel like, to be honest, I don't feel like Rust's like one gold piece looks any different to a normal gold piece. It's just that like he knows that when he sees it.
Right.
Or rather, it's if he can see it, it's because he can conceptualize a gold piece, which means he doesn't have one, which means he wants one. But as far as he was aware, he had one. So he's just kind of going into like toxic shock.
He goes, hey, buddy, hold on. You know what? Here's two. Here, take two. There you go. Sorry.
I think you broke him.
Okay, I
have given him more money than he's ever seen in his life.
Are you okay?
Rust?
Rust, honey.
Hello?
I mean, it's
Rust, this is easy math. This is 1 + 1 = 2.
Okay, wait, hang on. I don't want to. Wait, here's 4. 4. Take it. There you go. Right. There you go. Like.
Johnny, he's over.
I really thought you froze. That was startlingly good.
I stand between Rust and Jingle, or whichever one this is. just so that he can't see, and I just
so you have to break line of sight.
Yeah,
that's literally how it works.
Yeah. He just leans down and puts the 4 gold pieces on the ground, and he says, "Okay, I can tell you guys aren't used to us. Look, we just do things, okay? Like, I mean, like, we don't mean it. It's just like if it's shiny and we can reach it, you know, it's just," and all 4 of them start reaching in their pockets and just pulling out knickknacks and doodads. And like, some of them are material components from you, Miria. one scale from the Triceratops, some of the good berries, the key to your house that it had already given back to you that now another one has, Solaak. But you notice none of them have robbed Sentry.
Oh, none of this is mine.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, there is the one thing that you've got that is definitely yours now.
Oh, I don't have that on me. Are you okay? Do you need healing? If you're missing your heart, that's quite a vital component.
Is it healing by lay on hands, my lady?
I could do a cure wounds if you wanted.
Yes, please. I believe that also requires touch. Yes.
Okay. I'll do a level 1 cure wounds.
Oh my god.
You see his eyes just well up with tears, and he's like, I will tell the story of Sentry to everyone who listens, and I will walk this earth incomplete until I am back in your presence again. I will go and make myself worthy of you.
Oh, you don't have to make yourself worthy of me. That's not necessary.
No, if he wants to.
Yes, and you do need to go walk the earth, I'm afraid. We can't all linger around here all day.
Some people have to chase grape juice to enjoy wine.
Okay, well, hey, you there, Fey woman,
Yeah.
we heard story of like some forest dwelling wonder worker that might be able to help us find our way through these woods. Would that by chance be you?
Crap. Yeah, that's me. Get me.
Well, we're a little strapped for cash because the goal we had is what we just robbed from you fine people that we're returning here. But we'll cut you in on the bobblehead business if you would just like help us get through here.
How about I do it, pro bono? Well, just to get you out of their hair, I'll do it for free.
I mean, we like free. Yeah. We could tell you a joke.
No.
Payment
will be no jokes.
Wait. Why? Well, okay. Wait. Why are fish so smart? Because they spend all their time at school.
Okay, she turns to the others. I'm gonna help these little fellows find their friends, and I think this is where we're going to part.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
I turn back into an elf and I give her the biggest hug.
Oh, sweetheart. Wait, before you go, and she'll pull a little leaf from her hair and she puts it into Merilwen's hand. Just a little something to think of me.
Merilwen immediately puts it in with her leaves in her hair.
Thank you. I'll treasure it.
I hope
Thank
so.
you, Leanne.
Anytime. Listen, I'll be dealing with... I can't even use what I used before on the dragons because I don't want to say their names out loud because, my God, I need to have a conversation with their mama. But I'm going to go take care of them. You take care of what needs to be done around here. And hopefully our paths will cross in the future.
Thank you for your help.
Absolutely.
I promise I didn't mean my initial statement as a marriage proposal. To clear
No.
pretty.
Honey, if I accepted every proposal I got, I think I'd have a harem of husbands, and quite frankly, that just sounds like a headache.
To be clear, I did in fact mean my first statement as a proposal there. I mean, if you're just keeping score here.
Yeah.
No. Okay, wait. Okay, all right, we're leaving. But wait. How do you know if an ant is a boy or a girl?
God.
If you toss
If I
it in
pay
water, it
you-
floats. It's a boy
Oh, no.
ant.
No, I will pay you to tell no jokes. How about we do that? Can we do that? Let's do that. Well, I will pay you to not tell. And she's probably like ushering them out, like all on mom mode with toddlers. Like, okay, let's go.
Until we meet again, Sentry. Okay. Right.
Bye.
Right. Oh, she said bye. Oh my God, I'm so in love. And they do. Which, for the record, it was voted on by the good players of Idle Champions that you would encounter kinder circus performers that were jovial but in the midst of committing a crime. So hiding something illegal.
That's some
Thank
drag
you,
ones.
Idle Champions. And I think that is an excellent place for us to take a break. Also, thank you, V. She is needed elsewhere, so she is going to jump out right now. Thank you for
Thanks,
bringing me into such beautiful life. We will take a quick 10 and we will be back. Don't go anywhere because after the break, I'm going to remember to announce the thing that I'm supposed to announce. Also, I think the other drawing opens now during the break, right?
Yes, the drawing is going to start up now.
Again,
As soon as
y'all, we've been not only have we been doing this for a month. This is the 5th Idle Champions. You think I would know that, but this time I'm blaming the jet lag. But yes, the drawing is opening now, and stay tuned for me to announce another thing when we come back in 10 minutes. Okay, bye-bye.
Good luck.
Hello, it is I, B. Dave Walters, your humble dungeon master, and my pronouns are he, him.
I'm Johnny Chiodini. My pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Rust on the Harbour, he, him, a Tabaxi rogue.
Hi, I am Rhiannon Frost. My pronouns are she, they. I'm playing Sentry, she, and she is a guardian paladin.
Hi, my name is Gabe Hicks. My pronouns are he, they, and I am playing Solaak, the Kalashtar Ranger, whose pronouns are also he, they.
Hi, I'm Ellen Rose. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing Merilwen, whose pronouns are she, her, who is a wood elf druid. I like to turn into cats sometimes.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Hulmes, also known as Sherlock Hulmes. He, him, she, they, whatever you want, really. I do everything, really, myself. And I'm going to be playing Miria Elithren, who is she, her, who is a Silver Nastri elf, kind of a disguised Shadar-kai elf, necromancy wizard.
Hello and welcome back. Now, let me announce the thing that I'm supposed to announce afterwards that literally has, in bold letters, do not announce until after the break. But I can announce it now. We have another Beadle and Grimm giveaway that will run 15 minutes before the end. The winner will be announced at the end of the episode. It is the Wizard class set. Does anybody have the Wizard class by chance?
I do, but it's back home. It's back at my desk in the UK. I didn't bring it with me. But it's purple
all right.
and very cool. If you show one of the other ones, imagine that.
It is very, imagine this, but wizardy, yes. US and Canada only. Quebec is excluded. As with the other drawings, we will announce at the end and run 15 minutes before. And once again, keep an eye on your whispers, because if you win, that's how we're going to let you know. So, meanwhile, back on Krynn, the reality of this cruel place, setting in on Rust on the Harbour, having caught on to the fact that you sleep and fight to the death and sleep and fight to the death and sleep and fight to the death. But now, Rust, with Merilwen having shifted back into her elven form, you are once again confronted with not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 shiny gold coins sparkling in the sunlight. What does Rust do?
He freezes. He literally just blue screens.
I put my foot over 3 of them.
Ugh. Oh my gosh, you're alive!
Yeah, I'm okay.
Oh, I
Look,
thought you
there's
were
a coin.
dead.
Pick it up, pick it up. Take
Oh,
your coin before you lose it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you don't want to lose it.
It's 1 gold piece.
And it's all yours. Treasure it always.
Oh, thank you, Merilwen. Thank you.
It's okay. You're my, I'll always look out for you, buddy.
Colour comes back into Rust on the Harbour. Pretty much.
Now that Rust is feeling more themselves again, we do need to find somewhere to rest. I think I may know somewhere nearby if we want to find somewhere to gather our strength after that. We're not too far from... I have something of a sort of sanctum near here where I've been staying, keeping safe. So we can travel there. We should reach it soon. But if we wish, if everyone is ready, and then Miria is going to look down at Merilwen's foot to shift them over and make sure that he doesn't see them, kind of thing.
I go down to fiddle with my boot and then
scoop them up,
and then distribute them quietly. This is yours, right? I think.
Perfect. The flight is quick and uneventful, although it is pulse pounding, as every time the clouds roil, you can't help but think some winged monstrosity is about to descend upon you. But it doesn't until you make your way to a small clearing marked by a lightning-struck tree, a marker of the trailhead up to Miria's sanctum. You tell me what this area, a little distance from the sanctum, looks like, the area around it, before people have to run your gauntlet of traps.
It's probably, looks like it's the entrance into a small valley nestled in like the hills and the mountains and things like that. So you have like this burnt tree on the edge of a forest, and then sort of a short distance away you start getting into the rocks and the hills that then sort of carve their way into probably more of an underground area. There is warning signs. It's kind of made to look like this is a dangerous area, so there are, you know, evidence of bone piles and blood, you know, spills and things like that. It is a kind of like do not enter, be wary kind of thing.
Miria, the moment you gaze upon this land, a realization comes upon you, even as Malleus crawls slowly up your shoulder, and he says, "Someone has been here. The wards have been tampered with."
That is concerning. We should approach with caution. It looks like somebody has disabled my security measures. But I'm sure it can't be anyone. The group of us together should be able to handle them. And they may not have even survived my traps. They may simply have bypassed this initial phase. But we should be cautious.
I assume you all proceed along.
Sentry will get out like her lance and shield just as a precaution.
Miria, give me a perception check.
That's going to be a 21.
More than enough. As you make your way through here, Miria, you find it is a fairly even mix of traps that have been sprung, and you find like some of the traps that were like just bear claw traps that still have rotting legs trapped in them. You all see bits of bones where skeletons have just been destroyed by waves of force, until finally you come upon the last one that they successfully turned against you. As you cautiously step out, doing absolutely everything right, you realize a split second too late, Miria, that it has been rearranged where the place that you would have stepped to detonate it is now the safe spot, and the former safe path is now deadly. And a shock of negative energy goes out, gripping your hearts with terror. Miria, however, you know there is a solution to this trap, which I am going to tell you in our private message here.
Okay.
You know, very dramatic.
In the Latin alphabet, Jehovah starts with an I.
The penitent man kneels before God. Yes, everybody knows that one. You all feel this intense gravity gripping at your soul, and yes, Miria.
So Miria will say, companions, you need to think of a time when you have escaped death to avoid this. It will slowly begin to encroach in your mind. Think of a time that you have escaped death, and you will overcome the effect. They've twisted it against me.
Now, since I have ambushed you beautiful people all at once, I will call for a volunteer of who would like to recount a time that you escaped death. The narrower, the better.
I'll go first.
Yes, Miria.
I'll go first to give them time. So for Miria, she thinks back to not the time she escaped Soth, because she knew that wouldn't have been a true death. She thinks back to many hundreds of years ago, maybe 300 years ago, when she was in the woods of Sylvanost, a young girl, and she was fleeing, carrying a backpack, carrying everything she could to start a new life away from her family, away from the elven lands of Sylvanost. And another elf, a very familiar, familial-looking elf, came after her and tried to stop her. He grabbed her. He tried to drag her back. They fought. They tumbled down a hill, and he meant to strike her and kill her. And she barely managed to avoid the blow by thrusting a dagger up into his chest and killing him first. But if it hadn't been for that split second, Miria would have died, and the other elf would have lived. But the other elf, her brother, Sir, was the one who was killed instead.
Was this the first life Miria took?
Yes.
It's interesting that that's where your mind went, Miria, to a face that you've not thought of in long years. But as you do, you feel the vice release on your heart, and you are able to move forward as you see your friends continue to struggle. Who would like to go next?
I can.
Please, Merilwen.
Yeah. Well, other than what just happened with everything.
Other than emotions broadly and everything, right?
All of this. There's one other memory that Merilwen thinks back to. And it's when, Simon is at the forefront of her mind right now with everything going on, her little Scottish wildcat friend that she used to have follow her around. And once when she was out in the woods foraging, Simon was on edge at one point. She just thought he was, being a little bit sensitive, bless him, because he could be like that. But then at one point, she reached down to gather some medicinal herbs and things for her pouch and get all her stuff together. When suddenly Simon moved faster than lightning, it felt like, and landed on a snake that was in wait for her and killed it before it could have got to Merilwen and poisoned her. And he got so many extra head scratches that evening.
You very much remember the pride that he walked with, head held high, dragging this dead snake.
He was so
all the way
happy.
back home.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I made him a little collar that he could wear sometimes.
The snakeskin collar.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Who would like to go next?
I can go next.
Sentry.
Sentry thinks back to one of her very early memories of being in Solvin, being a ward to her young companion, Petal, and the moments when her home of Solvin came under attack, and a barrage of of incredibly high-powered lasers coming from the sky and erupting around her, ripping the castle to shreds. And Sentry running down these corridors with her young ward, trying to get her to safety, finding her parents, and together they managed to teleport away to safety, but Sentry was left behind. And as the walls crumbled around her and explosions were going off, screams everywhere, Sentry was blown off the cliff that the castle was sat on and sank into the ocean below, and everything went to darkness. And then what felt like maybe minutes that were in fact centuries, she wakes up to an unfamiliar Aarakocra face waking her up.
The beginning of a new leg of the adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Rust or Solaak?
I don't mind going, but if you want to go now,
No, go ahead.
So with Rust, I think it would be actually probably the first time he palled around with the Oxventurers. They went on a rather ambitious quest to take over a bandit camp that was heavily fortified, enlisting the help of a treant, and basically they set the whole thing on fire and smashed it to bits. And I think the risk of death was as high from friend as foe. They managed to sort of bring the conflict to an early-ish end, as Rust basically chest heaving, pupils fully dilated, managed to go and take the leader of these bandits at sword point and kind of look around, just hopeful that death wasn't about to just fall on his head. And then just saw Merilwen just poisoned like a sprinkler. It was pretty wild. I think that would probably be it. I think he went into that certain he was going to die, and then it was less of a moment of the turning tide of this battle. It was more like he looked up and just wasn't dead yet.
Rust, I'm going to say you look down at your vest, and there was a hole punched clean through it, as it was like flailing on your midway through the fight. Like, that's how close it was. But it wasn't your time. And last, but certainly not least, Solaak.
Mark, do you mind if I lean into a time when Solaak probably would have lost against Miria in their comp?
Go ahead.
I think it would have been probably near a cliff face. Solaak was bolder and brash, and I don't think he was much of a danger to Miria in that point. And there was probably a look of not disdain, but almost pity that this person is fighting at such a dire, pointless fashion. And she would have blasted him off a cliff with probably ease. Why are you stealing?
Now you know how Kinder operate. There it is. Like, it's like, this is... You sort of knocked your camera out slightly. Tilt your camera down.
Little monster of a
creature. Well, he's like, it is just my nature, sir. But
he would have gone flying off that cliff, probably bashing down 3 branches on the way down, and felt like this was the end. He was crawling to find some sense of safety and peace, and found himself in a cave. I don't trust you. I see it in your eyes. And in that cave, he would have found the skeleton of a dragon-like creature embracing a long blade. And hear a voice in his head, knowing that the creature felt that his heart was fading, and its heart was gone. And it offered him a bond. That would have been the day that he thought he was going to die, was the day that he met Tempest for the first time. And maybe part of him did die, but a new part of him, a new heart, was made in that moment.
And in that moment, this terror is all too familiar, Solaak, of not just the existential presence of imminent death, but specifically in Miria's hand.
Yeah.
And as your hand finds your way to the hilt of the sword, a faint blue glow begins to rise off of you that pushes this darkness back and allows all of you to be freed from it. Miria, as you stride forward confidently, you see it as this glow that emanates from him that defeats the trap.
More secrets, I see, or more mysteries, or things. You are certainly not the young man I remember when we first met. But still, come. Let us at least find somewhere to rest. I think I should have some food and supplies and things like that for us here. I imagine Soth will come back. We must be ready.
As you make your way to the sanctum, I'm going to let you describe what it looks like from the outside.
You would see, so Miria leads you basically to the sort of base of a small mountain, and very much like the moon or the entrance to Moria, there is, and first nothing, there is just like flat stone, but she kind of traces her hand, she speaks some arcane words, and you begin to see runes begin to glow, and a secret door opens that she leads you into, taking you into, if this were any other situation, this would be entering the dungeon of a villain, where you are going through the carved stone wall. There are the kind of gibbets that would house prisoners. They are now empty. You see maybe a laboratory full of like potions and alchemy tables and things like that. You see a small study, a sanctum with spell books and library. And then a kind of rather unusually extravagant living space
like a noblewoman's room, like a 4-poster bed and a chaise longue and a makeup table and jewelry stands and dresses and something that looks like somebody who enjoys the wonders of high living. Maybe a table with, you know, silver platters and chalices and wine and things like that. And then I think you would probably see the first of the skeletal butlers, just these animated skeletons that are carrying various things and perform cleaning and maintain the space while Miria's not here. And she sort of claps twice, and then they recede into like alcoves and sort of go stationary and silent.
Miria, as you survey this place, you knowing what it is supposed to look like, you realize things aren't in their proper places. Things are not where you left them.
Someone has been here.
In the moment you say that, the skeletons kind of look at each other, and like one of them goes over to a vase that is still on the ground and puts it in the wrong spot and rotates it, and then goes back and stands where it was.
I will ask, I'll turn around. My dears, would you mind casting your eyes about, seeing if there are signs of who may have been here, perhaps? And she'll look at Solaak and Merilwen. I think both of you have quite keen eyesight. Perhaps you may find something. Or
where would Miria's most sacred place be here? Her most innermost home within a home.
The sanctum with the spell books in the library, for sure.
As you make your way there, Miria, etched on the wall in blood is a symbol. 3 interlocking rings with smaller circles at the points where the rings meet. You know this to be the symbol of a group of necromancers in Soth service known as the Bonded, which this is their way of laying claim to this place.
Oh, foolish, foolish little children playing at a game. This is not yours, this is mine. My apologies, my companions. This is the symbol of the Bonded, a group of necromancers in Soth service. They seem to think that they have laid claim to this, likely thinking me dead at Soth's hands. We should still be safe. I will set new wards. I assure you, we will be safe here. I will set new traps and new wards to her if any of them try to return here. But there is something I need to check. Do excuse me a moment. Please make yourselves at home. And B-Dave, I want to go to the alchemy lab and check to see if my backup plan is still hidden and secure.
Hidden and intact. You get the distinct impression, Miri, I won't even let you roll. Nothing's been taken. It was just disrespect. Just blatant disrespect to the whole. Okay. Your books have been thumbed through, your effects rearranged, but this was clearly an attempt, if they thought you were coming back at all, and a violation. Like, we were here, we could do what we want, and it wasn't worth it. But I won't even make you all roll. You are sure there's nothing else here except the undead that are meant to be there, of course. The place is secure.
Could I say, B-Dave, could I have Solaak and Merilwen just make a perception check just to see if they notice one thing? Can I ask for that? Like,
absolutely.
DMing.
It's
okay?
I'm all for it.
27.
Great.
18. Although my passive is 25.
Okay. I think that Solaak would get more detail, but maybe Merilwen sees this. When Miria comes out of the alchemy lab, Solaak, you catch that there is just a closing secret panel, and behind it, you see what appears to be like a glass chamber, like a human-sized glass chamber, and you see the delicate kind of pale skin of an elven hand and white hair. And then it just shuts. And Merilwen probably just sees just the hair as it closes, and then it shuts completely still.
Nope.
But then Miria is just like, this I think is just a message. They are just trying to intimidate me. We have nothing to worry about. Please come, drink wine. What would you require? I can conjure it or have it brought for you.
Corn whiskey, please.
Whiskey, yes, of course. Very good, yes. Whatever you desire.
As you all begin to settle in and partake of Miria's hospitality, Sentry, you hear a voice in your head that you instantly recognize as Captain Carstairs. And she says, hello, killer construct lady. I figured you would be the one most likely to still be alive. Awesome. I've only got 25 words, so I have to get to it because I definitely usually talk too much and then I don't get to finish the messages in my sending. Success. The derelict ship is in an old barn, abandoned farm, 3 miles south of Kalamon. Lots of work to do, but auto-gnomes are assisting. We'll send updates. These auto-gnomes are incredible. Do you know that they just have tools built in that...
Okay. Hello? Okay. Captain Carson just messaged me.
Who was that?
Oh, the one from the Spelljammer. Rust and Merilwen.
Oh,
The one that
Captain
crashed with you, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, big scary fish pilot. Yeah.
Yeah. They've recovered the broken ship, so that's good.
That's great.
Brilliant.
It's in an old barn.
You planning to leave?
Well, no, we have to clear out Lord Suth first, but it's good to know that, you know, we've got options for once we've done that. We're not going anywhere. But eventually we will. But you know what I mean?
You wish to return home at some point, and it seems like the captain is perhaps one who would like to avoid this conflict, but it is good that they have the ship ready. That is very important to know. You said 3 miles, Sentry, from here.
Yes, about 3 miles from here, yes.
Do you know, you said, are they trying to get it working, or is it repaired and functional now? Do you remember?
They've got a team of auto-gnomes. They're helping them get it up and running again.
All right.
But
well, we may still need to buy some time.
Yes.
Well, the last thing we need is Soth to discover them. We need to do something to draw Soth's ire to us. Make sure that these crew have time, these autonoms have time to fix the ship. That means we need to make a statement. Perhaps we need to take the fight to Soth.
Yes, buy them all the time they need.
Still, perhaps that is something for us to discuss after a night of sleep, or some such. Make sure that we are fully prepared. Think on it. Think on what you think we should all do. I am knowledgeable about magic, but I'm no military tactician.
Would he respond to a challenge?
Yes.
I agree with Solaak. His ego is enough that he would, yes.
And if not, he would send
Especially-
a champion and then watch.
We also, and I'll hold up the soul cage, which holds the soul of Western Khan, which I don't think Solaak was here for.
Nope,
So,
what the hell?
You were not here, Solaak, wherever you were. I captured the soul of Western Khan. I can ask them questions and get truthful answers. I can also use it to see what they may have known in life.
You just carry that
I'll
around?
consult with it. Yes.
Can it hear you?
No. It cannot do anything without my consent.
What if it tries to possess you?
It can't.
But what if it breaks?
If it breaks, the soul will escape and return to the afterlife. It would not be able to possess me. Hence the cage. Jingle,
It's
jingle,
kind of
jingle.
immoral, but it's cool.
The creature was trying to harm us, would have turned you all into undead slaves. I think it is far safer that we keep Western Khan. Soth may have been able to return her to life. This way we are safe.
I'm not saying I like Western Khan. I'm just saying, you know, if I was in there, I'd hate it.
Oh, yes, but, I mean, when someone commits a crime, when a criminal steals or murders in a town, you lock them in a jail, or they're executed, yes? It is the same thing, same concept.
Will you ever excuse them the same way you sought to be excused yourself?
I will use them as long as I need them, and then their soul will be free to return to wherever.
I support you, Miria, but be careful to not become too much like Soth yourself.
Oh, my dear friend, you have no need to fear of that. I assure you I am very different to Lord Soth.
We're friends
now? Rest, eat, sleep. Let us come to this in the morning. I will have beds prepared for you.
And you do see the skeletons come out with surprisingly nice bedrolls and things and start laying them out. Miria, you tell me, would it be fair to say that these are all different kinds of gear and accoutrement from people that have fallen before you over the years?
Yeah, there's a mixture. It looks like some of them may have been like former adventurers. Some of them may be like knights. Like the ones that look more like guards are more like the knights. Some of them look like adventurers, maybe other mages. Some of them also just look like, you know, they're dressed as butlers and maids and things like that. Like, they are all very well taken care of. There's no damage to the bones. You can see they all wear clean clothing. Like, it almost looks like Miria takes care of them in that way. Like, make sure they're clean and dressed and, you know, they're very pleasantly perfumed, like that. And she kind of treats them as, like, yeah, you know, pleasant house staff, almost.
Do any of you do anything else before you bed down to sleep?
Sentry's a bit like unnerved by all the skeletons and all the undead sort of wandering around. I think she's just gonna try and ask them where they're from and like like how they got here.
You know, it's unnerving, Sentry. This is the first time that you've ever truly understood what it must be like talking to you as they look at you with their eyeballless skulls. You're not sure if they're looking at you or not. And every time you ask them a question, they just always respond.
I can answer those for you if you like, Sentry. I can tell you where each of them are from, their names that they were in life.
Do they have families, homes?
Had.
They once did. Well, they did, yes. But you must remember, these are just bones. There is no soul here. There are no echoes of who they were in life. This is no different to if I had animated a tree or a stone or anything else. But I still consider them to be contributing members to a better world.
And when Miria says that, they all sort of bow towards her.
Yeah.
Do you have a tabaxi one? I just want to see what I'm got to look forward to.
Oh, I'm afraid not, my dear. You are the first of your kind that I've encountered.
Okay, well, don't get any
I prefer
ideas.
not to animate. Well, I can't say I haven't considered it, but you are safe with me, I promise.
Okay, I tell you what, I'll cut you a deal. If I die, I'll come work for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure.
That's
Why not?
wonderful. That's delightful, Rust. That's very kind. Thank you. And I'll go over to Rust and pull a dagger and ask for his palm.
Oh, oh!
Just
I feel like this is escalated. You know, I use these a lot, right?
Oh, don't worry. And just a little tiny prick on, like, you know, a little thing, just to get a little bead of blood, and then I'll be like, yep.
Rust, you should agree that if you die here.
Yes. Yes. Otherwise, it's going to be a long trip back. Just here.
You see,
Very
when
good.
she pricks your finger, all of the undead just go.
Oh, good.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And I'll start telling Sentry all of their names. Like, I'll point them out, like, oh, that's fun, that's this.
As you all find your way to still an uneasy but different rest this time, as Miria's place is as comfortable as possible given the circumstances, and yet as objectively horrifying as possible given the circumstances. The existential exhaustion is too much, and rest ultimately finds all of you, even you, Sentry. But as you shift into low power mode, You don't sleep, as we've said, and yet something comes upon you. What does Sentry see?
Sentry, you are a tree in a sunny forest. You can feel the sunlight on your limbs, your branches. You can smell the grass at your feet. There is another smell, but not one you can place right now. In front of you, there is a river, and across that river is another forest. This one not yet touched by the light and warmth of the sun. It is still shrouded in night, and above it you can see the many stars. But slowly those stars are beginning to vanish. You see, running amongst the trees on the other side of the river in the darkness is a young girl, almost creating a web of string and yarn and twine, beautiful in its complex pattern. And she looks and stares across the river at you and begins trying to throw string, trying to reach you, as if trying to connect you to this web, but she can't. The string falls in the river, or it falls to her side, and she's growing frustrated and panicked that she can't reach you. What do you do?
Sentry would start wandering towards the river, trying to get closer to her.
You can't wander, you're a tree. You find you cannot move. Your legs are rooted where they are.
I can't try and move branches.
You try and reach your branches, and you try, but you don't think it's making any difference. And you watch as this little girl is becoming scared that she can't reach you, she can't connect with you, and you feel this worry building in your heart because you can now begin to smell burning. And you realize that somewhere on your side of the river there is a fire, and it's growing and it's spreading. And you look and you can see that there are trees beside you, trees that seem familiar. There is a sturdy, dark chestnut, almost touched by lightning, as if being marked by a blast. There's a withered but stoic-looking birch that looks like it's dying but still beautiful in some way. There's a calm willow with rust-colored bark, and then next to it a budding and bright blossoming yew tree. But none of them can be reached by the girl's string. Begin to hear humming. And as you begin still trying to stretch your branches out, trying to will yourself to move closer, an old man in a kind of grey wizard's robes, bald head, long white hair flowing behind his back, looks at you. "Oh, hello, tree," he says.
My name's Sentry. Can you help me?
You're a Sentry? I get it. Hello. I'm Fizban.
Fizban? Where am I? What's going on?
Fabulous, they call me. Oh, you're in a forest, tree, Sentry.
It's burning! Help! Help me! It's...
Oh, I'm sorry, Sentry. I can't help with the burning. But I could help that young girl. Shall we help her, Sentry?
Yes.
Oh, very good. Yes, I can do that. Here, and he comes up and he ties a loop of string around you and he knots it, and then he goes out and he wades into the middle of the river and he calls out, "You there, girl? I will be a bridge. Throw me your string and I shall tie it together. Come, throw your string to Fizban." And you see the girl sort of not quite sure if she can trust him. But she does. She throws the string and he ties it together and he ties a knot and he smiles. He goes, "There, all better now. Don't worry. Everything will be all right." It's strange, isn't it? You can try and try, but even a little bit helps. Even a piece of string. And we wizards do have many things in our pockets. And he kind of like holds his hands up and he's got trinkets and things. And a golden canary seems to fly out of his hands like a magic trick. And the girl finally manages to reach you, calls out to you. "Come, I have to show you something." And you watch as the old man wades back across the river and takes that string that was tied around you and now ties it to the yew and the chestnut and the birch and the willow. And Merilwen, Solaak, Rust, and Miria, you all begin to dream of being a tree and a girl calling to you across a piece of string, across a river.
and you feel yourself pulled, your consciousness pulled along. You feel yourselves moving, and as you stretch into the dark woods, as that night surrounds you, you come to no longer a tree yourselves, as you remember yourselves. You are on a planet, a dusty, rock-covered planet, and you see and turn to each of you before you begin to hear the sounds of a great battle. You look above, and it's almost like somebody has pulled in the night sky closer. There are planets and moons and stars so close to you, and all of them flash with the lights of war and battle. And then beyond that, there is just a dark void with 2 red stars shining down at you. You guys see... Oh, go on. You guys see that there is... you can see different monstrosities. You can see there are armies, undead armies. And Merilwen, this reminds you of when you had a dream of being on a boat and seeing a great fleet of undead, Soth's undead, going to Geth, going to your world. And it reminds you of that, but these undead soldiers are clad in constructs. They're sitting in constructs, moving their arms and legs. They have swords made of magical light. There are ships in the air made of crystal, great ships, the size of cities almost. And there is blasts of magic raining down. And flying amongst them are these monstrosities, creatures that are too many mouths and too many tentacles, all trying to consume and destroy. And all of you see these things rushing towards you. What do you guys do?
So I will go along this, but I reminded you that I'm a Kalashtar, so dreams are not something that happen for me.
Yeah. This almost feels like you're aware that this isn't reality, but you are seeing something. Not necessarily a dream, almost like a creature is sending you a vision. You watch as you kind of stand in sun silence, these creatures get closer to you. And Merilwen and Rust, you're almost kind of like thrown apart as this giant creature, almost gray-skinned, but too many mouths all over its body, 4 giant tentacles, kind of slams down, kind of splitting the 2 of you apart as they come bashing down. Solaak, you and Tempest, you kind of feel Tempest there with you as well, as these great, these almost like crystalline eagles, they're like metal eagles made of stone and metal and crystal, swoop down and begin to chase you and Tempest. Sentry, you see undead versions of the Valkyrian Empire soldiers that you fought before being like driven against you. You see these giant mech constructs kind of pounding their way coming towards you guys. And then you begin to see other figures begin to arrive. So like you begin to see that on this dark, dusty grey rock, you begin to see banners of the Knights of Solmania. You begin to see gatherings of mages of red and white robes allied together. Merilwen and Rust, you guys see a ship, a kind of long, flat, crystalline disc-like ship, and it swoops past, and from it, magical fire rains down on the creatures that are attacking you, blasting them apart, and you swear for a second as you glance into the ship that you see Corazon and Prudence and Dobbs sat inside it, just skimming past, cheering, screaming as it goes past. Sentry, you feel an elven hand touch your shoulders and pick you up. As Lucius and Ayla and Nova and all the others are there, as they look towards it, you see Takesis come and stand alongside Siaska and Callus and Vala. You see 2 Hadars stand alongside Soth and a drow sorceress Liliana as well, as all of these villains stand arrayed against all of these heroes. And very much, Merilwen, like your vision, you realize that the side of good outnumbers the side of evil.
Yeah, she's so bad.
And that is where it ends. As you kind of stand on this world, seeing worlds versus worlds, seeing multiverses versus multiverses, as the great Magitech of Erois kind of fights overhead, but now joined by the forces of Krynn, the forces of Geth, as all of these worlds begin to merge and combine, and still it seems that good may just win through.
Gotta save something for the sequel. So, Sentry, as your eyes slide open, you find yourself back in that strange room. You see the skeletons both staring through you and yet at nothing in particular. And as your eyes survey the room, you see everyone quietly sleeping. Miria, nowhere to be seen, but Solaak, because I too like sultry, is the only one who's still awake as you regain consciousness.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Solaak, are you okay?
I'm not entirely sure. I don't dream, but something weird happened.
Well, same to me. I had a very strange experience. What happened in your dream?
I saw scores of individuals prepared to fight in a way that would make the world shake. But there was hope, I think.
Yeah, mine too. I saw friends, people that I've known for a very long time, by my side, fighting against imaginable evil. But like you said, hope. There was hope there too. You were there. And Merilwen was there, and Rust was there. Miria was there. We were all there.
Are you worried about surviving, Sentry?
I have tasks I wish to complete before my time is over. I would like to see them through before the end, however that may come. How about you?
I'm not worried anymore. I feel like I've died once, and it didn't take. So when it comes, it will. But know this. I'll get you home. You won't die here. None of you.
We'll make sure that you survive too. We're all in this together, right?
We're connected now.
Exactly.
And
We can do this.
that Kender knows nothing. You need to speak respectfully, like appreciating how much your armor shines in sunlight and how well you move, even when burdened by the responsibility of your allies. You have mentioned Prime, but Prime, usually from what I know, involves the soul, and your soul is beautiful.
Oh, thank you. You're quite resplendent yourself, I must say.
Thank you, Sentry.
You carry yourself with great honor and great pride, and
I wonder when the others will wake up.
Yeah, me too, me too.
You, Solaak, you see Tempest sleeping next to you. He's faking. He's awake.
Jerk.
Yeah, just lets out a very long and dramatic.
Telepathically, I say you're the worst.
Can I also flag that? Can I also flag that? Like, I don't sleep either. I only go into a trance for 4 hours where I'm semi-conscious.
Miria doesn't sleep either. In fact, I think only Rust sleeps. Actually,
That's everyone was awake.
But it's okay. It's magic dream.
Yeah, Merilwen, I will say you absolutely experienced that simultaneously terrifying and yet bolstering vision, only to witness that delightfully sweet exchange afterwards.
Oh, look, I think everyone's waking up now.
Oh yeah.
Good morning. What did I miss?
Nothing.
Okay.
Dylan starts cleaning it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry.
The night passes uneventfully, and yes, you all wake up restored, and again, hardened in both mind and body, which again, this has now been as comfortable a night as you've come to expect on Krynn. But it is clear you all saw the same thing, although, as an aside, bravo, Mr. Hulmes, but let me clarify something here since you were the one telling the story. Was Miria present in the vision where the rest of them could see her?
She was present for a time. She definitely would have been present, as the entity that showed that vision was showing it to all of them. But maybe in the kind of conflict and everything else, out of everybody though, there was no allies that really came to Miria's. You didn't see, like, Solaak saw the Knights of Solmania, maybe saw some friends and things like that. Merilwen and Rust saw the other Oxventurers Guild. Sentry had her allies, but there was nobody from Miria. She was alone.
Not even the skeletons.
Not even the skeletons. Not even the skeletons.
We were there.
Miria was standing next
And then
to
when they
Solaak,
wake up
who
in the
your
morning,
grandfather did.
yeah. But when they probably wake up in the morning, Miria's not in the same chamber. She's not in like the lounge space when they wake up.
Merilwen, when you see Miria, two things do go through your mind: that reality of the fact that she did not have allies, and like you just said, you were there. You were her allies. Miria, you tell us how she reacts in the morning when she comes to, having witnessed this vision of what may well be the end of all things, within their very mortal lifetimes. And yes, you stood alone, Miria.
Yeah. I think that when Miria awoke, she would have been quiet and moved into her sanctum, her spell, like her library, and she gets out a box that she's been carrying ever since the party would have met her, when the very thing that she went to the town to recover after escaping Soth. And she opens up this little wooden box, and inside is a beautiful 6-pointed star jewel, a very important relic of the Sylvanist elves. And she's kind of just touching it. And if Merilwen looked through and caught a glimpse of her, she would see Miria crying. Just not loud, but just gentle tears, just almost stroking and touching this thing reverently.
I would like to quietly enter the room and just take Miria's skeletal hand.
Just wipes the tears away. Yes, my dear.
You did have people there.
I'm afraid I didn't see them. That kind of takes her back. She kind of... Yes, I suppose I did.
I'm guessing you've lost some people?
Do you know what, Merilwen? It's almost the opposite, actually. I have lost people, but not anybody that ever mattered. Nobody that cared for me or treated me well, but... And I'll place the star jewel in Merilwen's hands. This is a very special relic of the elves, my elves, the Sylvanost elves here on Krynn. When we reach a certain age, we forge these jewels in a ritual.
And as part of that ritual, it shows you your soulmate, I suppose. Somebody that will complete you. And when I was young, it showed me a person who was not of this world. Something that no other Sylvanist elf had ever seen. And nobody believed me. Nobody believed me that what I had seen. And they thought I was a liar. And it began a very bad reputation I carried with me for many years. And I still don't know who this person is. I have only brief memories of their face, of their personality. And when I saw that vision of what may come to pass, they were not there. I never found them. And that makes me think that perhaps I will never be whole. I may accomplish many dreams. I will gain great power. But I'll never have that. I'll never have them.
Who's to say that battle was the end?
That is a comforting thought, isn't it?
Perhaps they are your reward once the battle is done.
You're very sweet. Thank you. Thank you.
That's okay. Look, I'm all too aware of elves and jewelry and it not really going very well, my naming ceremony. I got given a brooch and a banshee set after me, so I understand that these things can take their toll on you, and you mustn't read too much into it. But know that we're here for you. And is there anything, you know, if they're not from their world, they might be from mine. They might be from Sentry's. Maybe
that's
us landing here was not just about Lord Soth.
That is something that has crossed my mind and why I wish to travel with you. Merilwen, do you have another name? Do you have a family name or another name, perhaps? Or have you just always been Merilwen?
I've just always been Merilwen. I've been rather a free spirit. And after the badge incident, I sort of just stuck with Merilwen. I see
I won't
Johnny.
ask what
Johnny gets so hard.
I'm sorry.
You are not sorry.
No.
You're not
Merilwen.
sorry. You turned her cat into a hat, sir. You are not sorry.
I'm a little bit sorry for that one, but not the bad thing.
Merilwen of Geth. I very much think that you may be my first ever friend.
I give her the biggest hug.
Guess
which Miria uncharacteristically accepts. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Miria.
But yeah, Miria will actually accept it.
Miria, as you embrace this unrealistic moment of warmth, that despite your, you realize the genuineness, the goodness that is coming out of Merilwen, and in the simple act of having shared it with you, lets you know that perhaps there's still some hope for some goodness, some genuineness, some warmth in yourself. And as quickly as the world has allowed you to have this flame, it is snuffed out, because you understand your wards are going offline one by one.
Someone's coming. Merilwen, get the others.
Are just
okay. I leg it into the other. I grab her hand again, like in that kind of like, you got it. I got you. Don't worry. And then like run out, and wake everyone up.
Yeah, air quotes.
By now, even Rust is completely awake. Where Miria, it is just a presence that is coming towards the front door. As you just feel
someone is coming. Yeah.
In a moment later.
Yeah.
A knock on the front door.
I will look and make sure everyone's ready. Yeah. I will basically, I'll send the skeletons to open the door. I'll be like, open it.
and I'll take my position behind Solaak and Sentry.
As the door opens, on the other side, you all see a beautiful man. He is tall and graceful,
Not me.
with shoulder-length black hair. He's slender and strong with a bronze-colored skin, and he wears green robes. And when he speaks, it is with a beauty that I myself cannot duplicate.
I got you.
Apologies. Might I call forth the lord of this house?
You may call forth the lady, and then I'll step forward.
He bows slightly. O wizard of the dark robes. And yet I do not think you are the one I seek. I've heard tales of a powerful sorcerer waging an one-person army against Salt's oncoming hordes, destroying them intermittently. Fury, fire, and dare I say, with a power that I do not sense from you.
Do I have any idea who this guy might be? Like, do I recognize them, or?
You can give me a history check. Because he is not quite the legend that he will one day be just yet.
No one I recognize either.
You can also give me a history check. There's a chance you might.
Only a 14 for Miria.
10.
He carries himself like there's something to him, but he doesn't fit any description that you know. And again, his green robes don't seem to fit in with any of the major towers.
I do not know who you are, mage, but I can assure you that there is plenty of power within this chamber, perhaps not just from myself, but we have battled many of Soth's forces. Who are you? What do you want? Why are you here?
I forget myself. Apologies. I've been known by so many names. Dalamar Nightsun, Dalamar of Tarsus, Dalamar the Dark is as good as any.
A fellow dark elf.
I encounter so few colleagues in my travels, and I did not mean to approach the lady of the manor in such a rude and harsh manner. If you have earned the black robes, then you have by default earned the respect of a humble maid such as myself.
Are you two hate flirting right now?
No. A mark of respect. Yes. Well, I can assure you it is a no from me. Well, Dalamar, why are you here? You seek this mage to what purpose?
To find out if perhaps they would be an ally in the conflict against Lord Soth, or if they are in fact a hindrance that must be eradicated. I needed to see with my own eyes. Might I give you an offering? A token of goodwill.
For disturbing our rest? Yes, you may.
You see, he turns and looks towards the woods, and when he looks towards the woods, he vanishes. And out of the woods, you see the same man walking. But behind him, there is a disc with 3 bodies piled up on it, which you recognize as the bonded. Miria, I believe these 3 have insulted both you and your home. I assure you, the manner by which I gained their confession was as unpleasant as it was thorough.
Confessions are rarely pleasant. Thank you, Dalamar. That is a very kind gift. I thought that these were 3 that I would have to chase after my business with Soth is concluded, but thank you. You've saved me much time and effort.
You see he reaches down and grabs the jaw of one of them, of what was probably a half-orc woman at some point. All of you give me perception checks. Miria, you can give me perception or arcana, and you can give it with advantage.
Oh. Okay.
22
I'll let
from
everyone else
me.
do first.
22.
21.
21, 20.
5.
5. Sentry, you're like, why is he
34
got,
on the arcana.
why has he got 3 dudes sleeping? That's weird.
Yeah. They look very peaceful on that disc.
All of you see there's not a mark on them. They're very clearly dead, but it's like there's no wounds, there's no burns, there's no acid. Miria, you know they have been killed through a prodigious application of force, just pure force. It is like the bones in their bodies are cracked and broken. They are almost just sacks of liquid now. Whatever he hit them with was of astonishing power. Struck speechless by this. I often have that effect on people. Tell me, travelers, if this is not the black-robed mage waging war against Lord Soth that I was seeking, who do I have the privilege of addressing?
Knights of Solamnia.
Sorry.
It's all right. All he did is ask these people who they are. He does point at you, Solaak, and he goes, Knight of Solamnia. Your raiment and trappings I recognize, although you have certain elements to your ensemble.
They're recent. I'm a new battalion. These 3, unless they would like to reveal more, are technically honorary members of my legion.
Field recruiting now, the Knights are, eh?
Well, it's more efficient if someone doesn't know what to expect. If they know what you're looking for, they prepare for it. If they don't, they die, so they'll never remember.
Fascinating. Well, you've given me some information, so might I exchange tidings with you? Things are unpleasant, to say the least. In the mountains nearest to Dargard's keep, Thoth's forces are slaying all who get in their way in pursuit of you, I deduce, while the dragon army continues to raid and skirmish and harry them. I've been keeping a low profile, searching both for the black-robed wizard, and you haven't by chance seen a gold-skinned man, white hair, unusual eyes?
I think I would remember somebody if I encountered such an individual.
Indeed. I've heard the tales of him. They seem too fanciful to be true. And yet, I look for him still. I have been trying to keep a low profile, such as it is. But if you all will continuing to draw Soth out and direct his forces in your direction, the less chance there are that the small folk should suffer. And should I find the opportunity, and he holds his hand, and you see a swirling mass of force starts to form. And he just kind of puts his hand over it and absorbs it again.
You seem a useful man to have on our side, Dalamar the Dark. We do stand against Soth, and so consider us allies of convenience for now.
I would like that, Miria. Apologies, they only managed to get out your first name before they became bereft of the ability to communicate effectively. They became quite rude, and of course, we can't tolerate rudeness.
Miria's starting to like this guy.
How might I address you going forward?
High Magister Miria Elithren of the of the Black Tower.
A name I shan't forget. Well then, mighty heroes, I will do you the justice of having forgotten that I've encountered you here if you would do me the same courtesy.
I look to the others.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
He starts walking backwards towards the forest and he says, I don't know from what lands you hail, strangers, but this woman is a fury in power, not often seen amongst mortal kind. And as he's walking back, he's just gone.
Miria, that was definitely flirting.
Oh, I'm very much aware, but I wasn't reciprocating.
Oh.
Because as voted on... Oh, sorry, please.
No, I wasn't going to say.
I was going to say, as voted on by the good people of Idle Champions, Dalamar the Dark would make an appearance and he would be antagonistic towards Miria, but who can stay antagonistic towards Miria? And
yeah, that was like, I hate you. I was like, yeah, no, you're not great either. Oh, well, okay, I respect that. Go on.
she's flexing the black robe, yo. Yeah. And at this stage in Dalamar's life, he hasn't earned his yet, you know?
He ain't earned it. He's just a bum. He's an apprentice. He's
like, I see this. Yeah, he's still looking for Raceland Majere. He's just heard the stories, but he hasn't found them. Because there is a specific, if you know the history of Krynn, and it is encyclopedic, there is a specific time in history that this is happening.
See, I didn't know that, so it's interesting. I didn't know that it's a certain time. That's cool.
Well, the fact that Raceland said he was on his way to the inn of the last home to reunite with his companions is pretty telling.
What I realized. Yeah,
if you know about this stuff, but if not, just stick with us along the ride. And I think there is only one last thing for us to do, and that is announce the winners of our drawing. Are we ready with the winners of our drawing? Everybody's so used to me running over. They're not used to me laying it in there with some precision here. I'm 50-50, okay? We finished on time the first week, and then we didn't on the second and third. Now we're back there on the fourth week, so we're doing all right. Well, what happened? Oh,
no, sorry, another dog.
Right. It's just another dog, but hi.
Oh,
so hi, cute. Watson. I miss you.
Watson.
That little boy.
You know what? Since we're stalling anyway and everybody's looking at you, Rust on the heart.
Hey, pig.
Rust.
So cute.
What?
While all of this is happening, Rust. You reach down in your pocket, and while you touch that gold coin, you begin to have a strange vision. A vision of a gold coin the size of your head. And it floats there in front of you, spinning, calling your name. And as Rust, oh, go ahead, Rust. Sorry.
No, it's just all he'd say. It's just.
And I think that is an excellent place and not at all foreshadowing for us to stop. Thank you to you all for tuning in, first of all, into our episode 4 giveaway winners. Remember, check your whispers. If I say that you won, they're gonna reach out to you via Twitch Whisper. Bell's wins the Whiz Kids D&D Icon of the Realms Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen. Rick with the Super Booster. Hacky Channel wins Miria's Arrival Collection. Nice. Dragonlance Miria Theme Pack, Dragonlance Solaak Theme Pack, High Rollers Dragonlance Skins Bundle, Ox Ventures Dragonlance Skin Bundle, Knights of Takesis Bundle, and White Dragonelle Familiar Pack. And the White Dragonelle's the best one, obviously. Use code DRAGONSLAY at dndmini.com for 10% off your next order. Thank you, Whiz Kids. This expires March 31st. the Beetle and Graham giveaway winner, which is just like this, but wizardy, is Raymoth. Raymoth, congratulations. Thank you to V and Jake for producing. Thank you to Jay and Gabe for moderating. We got double Gabes. We're like double Gabe duty. Like, thank you to Ellen, our Gabe, Johnny, Mark, Rhiannon, and V for Leanne for bringing their characters to Idle Champions. Well, I guess V brought her character to the game. You all brought it to Idle Champions Presents, but I still thank you, V, for sitting in and keeping everybody alive, because those Dragon Soup would have killed everybody.
Yeah, thanks, Leanne.
Thank you, B.
Thank you, B. Dave.
No,
Thank you, B. No, gonna beat you to it. See, I have to say this.
Stop. Miria will be available this Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific in the game. Be sure to unlock her during the Festival of Fools event. Add her to your formation to bring both class and power in equal measures. We'll see you back. And also lots of skeletons. We'll see you at 10 a.m. Pacific on Monday, March 20th for episode 5, our penultimate episode for Fury of the Black Rose. And be sure to catch the rebroadcast at 4 p.m. today. In the meantime, thank you all so much. Make sure you vote that you can affect the outcome. 2 episoys left, and it is about to become bananas. If you thought it was bad before now, I assure you, you've seen nothing. Thank you all so much. We'll see you next week. It's fine. Fine. Bye.